Everyone is looking for the next fat burner, the next biohack, and the next magic supplements. But here's the truth. The best health purchases, unfortunately, are not the sexy ones. They are systems. And in 2026, these are the exact things that I use personally and all of my clients, and the data backs up that they actually make you leaner, stronger, and a whole lot more consistent without relying on motivation. And if you guys watch my videos, you guys watch my live streams, you guys consume my content, I hate the word motivation. Motivation should just be scratched out of the dictionary, and it should not be something used by anyone because it sets so many people back. So many people like using it, relying on it, but it's like this fake flaky friends that's he's never really there, especially during the times when you really need him, right? And like, yeah, just get rid of it altogether. So before we get into it, I coach busy men who drop 30 all the way up to 50 pounds, all without giving up their favorite foods or living inside of the gym. I've coached hundreds of transformations and I live this stuff every single day. I love it. And by the end of this video, you'll know just the few, not the many, but the few purchases that actually give you the highest return on investment for your health, your energy, your confidence, and your longevity. I'm going to walk you through my personal health stack for 2026, why each one works, and how to use it without overcomplicating your life. Starting with the first one. As we all know, nutrition plays a huge role when it comes to fat loss. And unfortunately, in 2026, there are still so many people not measuring things accurately. So the first item on the list is a food scale. Now, not just any food scale, not those old-fashioned ones, a digital food scale. Yes, technology. We have it, use it to your advantage. This is the most boring one, but it is the most powerful one. If you do not measure your food, you are simply guessing. And if you are guessing, you are slacking and you're not in control. So study after study shows people underreport calories by 20 to 40% on average. And now that is the difference between fat loss and fat gain. So by you thinking you're tracking your food, but you're not doing it accurately, you could be off by 40%. And by you putting in all this effort, you might as well, at the very least, be as accurate as possible. I see so many people, they want to get into this lifestyle. They want to get into fitness. And you can tell that they're making these crazy sacrifices already. They got their gym membership. They got the healthy food. They hired a personal trainer. They hired a coach, whatever it may be. But then they kind of cut corners here and there. They don't do it properly. And it's like, well, you're already invested into this. You might as well like just make sure you're doing things properly, do things accurately, because you might as well actually see results from the effort you're putting in than not. So I don't weigh everything every single day forever, just to be completely transparent. I use it to calibrate my eyeballs. And so here's the thing that I want you to do for the next few weeks. Weigh your protein, weigh your carbs, weigh your fats, just weigh what a food's like a serving size looks like, because so many people either overestimate, especially overestimate, but some of them underestimate. And you'd be surprised how like much or how little an actual serving size looks like. Transparently, yeah, how little a serving size looks like. Because you may think you're eating a serving size 30 grams of whatever food you want, but if you actually use a digital food scale, you'd be shocked how little that actually is. And now after the few weeks of actually measuring everything accurately, it'll give you a better understanding of, once again, what's in real life food servings looks like, so that you can walk into any restaurant, any social occasion, any event, and you can kind of like eyeball things, because you do not want to be bringing a food scale with you everywhere you go. You don't want to be that guy at the restaurant measuring out the chicken breast that the chef gave you, or the white rice, or the veggies. Like, you really don't. I know people in my personal life who do that, and I can just tell it takes away from the experience. And so this is just a really important tool to have, but then also it's just going to give you so much clarity. It's going to give you so much knowledge. And of course, when you go through this phase and then start eyeballing things, you're not always going to be accurate. But once again, when you're going to a social event, when you're going to social occasions, or when you're just on a deserted beach and there's no food scale and you still want to roughly know how many calories you're eating, just having this skill, having this knowledge is one of these things, it's almost like riding a bike. Once you know what a serving size of oatmeal looks like, you know for the rest of your life, right? If you know how many calories are in like an apple or a banana or in one avocado or in like a fist size of chicken breast, that is knowledge that will never really leave your brain, your head. So it's really good to go through that experiment, through that phase of just going through it, measuring everything accurately, so that for the rest of your life, you know, roughly speaking, how big or how little portion sizes are. And now here's a funny story. I had one of my clients who swore he was eating healthy. And so we put him on a scale for 7 days. And it turns out, this is the classic, happened to me as well when I was 14. But his tablespoon, quote unquote, tablespoon of peanut butter was closer to 4. So after realizing that, he didn't change foods, he just changed portions. And he dropped his first 8 pounds in a month. That simply came down to awareness and not restriction. And the easiest thing you can do right now as well is, a lot of people think they need to completely overhaul their diets, completely change every single food they eat in order to lose body fat. But sometimes just making those small little changes, those small little tweaks can end up making a huge difference on your fat loss journey. So you can literally eat whatever you're eating right now that caused you to gain weight. And by just simply tweaking your portions, tweaking your portion sizes, you could manipulate how many calories you're eating, what your macronutrient breakdown is, and actually put yourself in a calorie deficit, which is required for fat loss to occur. And now, is that the best approach? In my personal opinion, no, because the foods that led you to gain all the fat and all the weight likely aren't super satiating, aren't the healthiest, are easier to overeat, tends to make you want to overeat on these foods, tend to make you want to binge on these foods. So as a long-term approach, if you got fats of eating junk food all the time, Twinkies, donuts, pizzas, burgers, you could very well, choose the voice crack, you could very well manipulate the serving size and put yourself in a deficit by still eating these junk fried foods. But once again, is that going to be the best bet for you in terms of sustainability, in terms of longevity, in terms of energy levels, in terms of just performance in the gym, quality of life? Probably not. But it's just good to know that, hey, I can eat whatever I want. As long as I stay within my calories, I will lose the body fat. Now, our approach inside of our program is the 80-20 rule. So 80% of the time, make sure you're eating whole, natural, single ingredient foods. Just think of your foods that have one ingredient. How many ingredients does an apple have? How many ingredients does a chicken breast have? How many ingredients does an avocado have? Just one, right? A 5-year-old could pass that test. Anyone could do that, right? And then the other 20%, you can indulge in more hyper palatable processed foods. So foods that have multiple ingredients. Compare an apple to an apple pie. Compare avocado to maybe guacamole. Compare, I don't know, a boiled potato to a fried potato. You get the drill. So yeah, 80% whole foods, 20% processed foods. The reason why we like to stick to 80% whole foods is because they just make fat loss so easy. Like, I guarantee you, if you just start eating healthier, it just makes it so difficult to overeat, so difficult to binge, so difficult to just fail your diet. Whereas if you're 80% of the time eating junk food, it makes it very easy to overeat, right? So 80% whole foods, you'll feel better, look better, perform better. 20% you can indulge. Tool number 2 is a premium gym membership that you're actually excited to walk into. Now, this is a bit of a controversial one because at the end of the day, if you do your workouts, it doesn't matter where you do them. It could be a simple setup at home. It could be in your apartment gym. It could be in a rusty garage gym. It could be in your friend's basement. It could be in your uncle's basement, or it could be in a super high-end gym. This one is just pure psychology. The people don't skip the gym because they're lazy. They skip the gym because they just don't like the environment. And I noticed this during COVID, actually. A lot of people I know, and including myself, we were stuck at home basically. And at the start, it was exciting. It's like, okay, this is kind of like a new environment. This is exciting. We get to do some home workouts. I even ended up getting like this home gym set up. I got a barbell, squat rack, weights, dumbbells, benches. I got everything. Got a pull-up bar. I got the whole setup and I was super excited. I'm like, this is so awesome. This is so convenient. I get to work out whenever I want. But That very quickly faded, honestly, after a couple of weeks, because now I would kind of got tired of the environment. And there's this weird psychological thing where if you work out in the same room as the room you sleep in, for example, if that's what you're currently doing, your brain starts associating different things within the same room, which definitely does not help. If you're used to associate your bedroom with sleep, restfulness, being lazy, but then now you're starting to do your workouts in your bedroom, now your brain has to start associating your bedroom, which it once thought as relaxation, as now hardcore workouts, grunting, screaming, hyping yourself up. And there's some cognitive dissonance there where your brain doesn't really know, like, okay, well, should we wind down now or should we hype ourselves up now? And it can be very confusing for your brain, and it's just not an ideal environment for both things, for either your sleep or your workouts. And so at the very least, try to separate rooms of, like, okay, or at least have dedicated rooms for dedicated tasks. So your bedroom should only be for sleep. Your gym should only be there for working out, essentially. And so the reason why this works is because behavior follows identity. When you walk into a clean, well-lit, high-energy gym, you don't feel like someone trying to get in shape. You feel like someone who trains hard. You see other people working out. You see other people grunting. You get that hit of dopamine. You get that motivation. You see some pretty girls. You see some handsome men, whatever you're into. Like, being in that environment, it's like it's motivating. It's just like clocking in at work, right? It's like you're working with other people who are also working on the same task, hopefully on a mission that you guys are both passionate about. It's like that camaraderie. Like, that's kind of what you're looking for when you're working on something that you're passionate about. And so if you look forward to being anywhere, like in anything in life, you'll just show up when motivation disappears. Now, one of our clients, one of our guys, upgraded from a crowded, dirty commercial gym to a luxury gym near his office. The exact same workouts, same program, same exercises, same diets, but his consistency doubled and his results followed. This isn't about equipment, it's about standards. So once again, pure psychology. If you enjoy working out in a rusty gym, in an apartment gym, wherever, if you're a minimalist, then fine. Like, by all means, like, keep on doing it, because the ultimate reason why this works is because people tend to be a lot more consistent. They tend to be a lot more motivated. They tend to be a lot more on top of their stuff when they do this, right? Having a luxury gym membership, hopefully it's close nearby, and you can just walk in and you're just always excited. You meet new people, and that's another big thing. Like, a lot of people like just think of a gym membership as like, okay, this is just for my 60 minutes, 1 hour workout. It is so much more than that. Like, a gym is an environment. It is a community. It is a tribe of people who are all on similar missions. If you see anyone at the gym, you automatically know that they're into self-improvement. You already know that they're trying to better themselves. Like, that separates them from so many normal people that you see on the streets, right? Like, they're getting better. They want to get better, right? And especially people that are in shape in a gym. I mean, oh my goodness, how much does that tell you about someone? They're disciplined. They're hardworking. They have strong work ethic. They show up. They have just all these amazing character traits. And if you start associating yourself with those people, if you start meeting these people, networking with these people, I mean, you can put yourself into some amazing circles. I mean, I've met some of my best friends inside of the gym. Literally. Like, every single friend that I have right now, like, they all go to the gym. And I pretty much met them all through the gym. And they're just not successful in the gym. They're successful outside of the gym. They have amazing businesses, high-level businesses. They're entrepreneurs, right? You'll meet so many like business people that are in the gym too. And that could put you into rooms, into circles that, by you not going to a luxury gym, would have never happened, period. So don't view it as just like, oh, it's a $99 a month, $200 a month, whatever gym membership for it and 1 hour workouts. Like, no, it is far more than that. Get that out of your mindset. It is far more than that. You've probably heard this before, but you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? If you Go to a luxury gym, you're probably surrounded by jacked, rich people. Whereas if you go to, yeah, I'm just gonna say it. If you go to Planet Fitness, I don't know, you may not meet the smartest, the wisest of people there. Moving on to gadgets, number 3, smartwatch and or a step tracker. Now, most people think fat loss is about their workouts, which yes, it is a portion of it, but it is not the complete picture. It's what you do the other 23 hours outside of the day, outside of the gym. And a lot of people neglect that. So they think they're working hard in the gym for that 1 hour, but then they're a lazy couch potato the other 23 hours out of the day. And unfortunately, you're not going to maximize your results if that is the case. And so daily step count is one of the strongest predictors of fat loss success. Not your high intensity interval training, not HIIT workouts, not cardio marathons, walking, steps, 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 steps. So here's how I use it. I treat my steps like brushing my teeth. It is a non-negotiable part of my day. Right now, I get 20,000 steps a day. Don't recommend most people to do that. It's far too much for most people, but that's kind of what I've worked up to just for this current phase in my life. Now, yes, it helps with the calorie burn, but I also notice huge appetite control, better recovery, and then also better stress management. Now, more daily movement improves insulin sensitivity too. It lowers your cortisol, your stress hormone, and helps regulate your hunger hormones. This low tech is very high impact, and you don't have to go crazy. You don't have to get the latest Apple Watch or the latest Garmin or the latest Fitbit. Just get like whatever you can afford. Like I got mine like 5 years ago for $50 off Amazon. The battery life is still amazing. I charge it twice a week or once every 2 weeks. It's waterproof, so I can wear it when I shower, when I swim. And honestly, like I say this all the time, but it's literally one of the best investments I've probably ever made, and the cheapest one too. So this is unlike the gym membership. It's probably one of the things that you can cheap out on, because all you really need it to do is just keep track of your daily steps. You can get fancy and get one of them that tracks your heart rates, your calorie burn, which by the way, that I would say isn't the most accurate and reliable thing to look at. It will give you consistent feedback, but it probably won't give you accurate feedback, if that makes sense. And a lot of people use it to track their sleep. I'll just say this right now, I'm fully against tracking your sleep. Like, you don't need a watch to tell you if you feel recovered or not. Like, you should be able to wake up, get out of bed, and assess, how was my sleep? How do I feel? Was my sleep good? Did I wake up during the night? Did I have to get up and pee? Like, you should know that. And then also, like, how do I feel? Do I feel recovered, or do I feel not recovered? Just black and white, yes or no. You don't need a watch to give you a sleep score, and you really don't. And this is like horror. Like, I've heard horror stories of this, but like, what you really don't need is you waking up feeling energized. You're like, oh my goodness, I'm ready to attack today. Like, I'm ready for this. But then you look down on your watch and it says poor sleep score, 1 out of 10, whatever it'll tell you. And it says, you should take a rest day today. You should do this, this, and that because you have poor recovery. I mean, imagine looking at that after actually having an amazing sleep. And you should not fight against biology, against human nature. Like, if you objectively feel good, like, that is all you need. Like, people 100 years ago, like, right, like they didn't have a watch. If they felt good, they trained hard. If they didn't, they didn't. They don't need a watch to tell them that. And so, yeah, I'm a firm believer that you don't need to sleep with your watch on. Absolutely not. Gadget number 4, whey protein and protein bars. This one is just for convenience sake. No one feels fat loss because of broccoli, because of salads. They feel because life gets busy, right? And so protein in specific is the most filling and satiating macronutrient. It preserves muscle, it stabilizes blood sugar, and reduces cravings. So we all know protein is a very important macronutrient, but so many people, because they're busy, because they're at work, because they're running errands, have a very difficult time hitting their protein goals. And so by having convenient sources on you at all times, at the office, in your car, just at the house as a snack, whether it's a protein shake, protein powder, or a couple protein bars, it can help you more easily hit your protein goals. Because if protein isn't easy, you won't hit it consistently. If you think the only way of you hitting your protein goals is through cooked chicken breast. I know a lot of people who can't do that, unfortunately, including myself probably, because that's a lot of chicken breast that I gotta eat, right? Whereas if you have protein bars in your car, in your backpack, at your desk, it just makes it easier to hit your protein goals. Now, not because these are like the most optimal things to eat, but because they're available, and consistency beats perfection every time. If the difference between you hitting your goals and not hitting your goals is eating protein bars every single day, then yes, by all means, eat protein bars. But ideally, you would get most of your protein from whole foods, right? Your chicken, beef, fish, eggs, egg whites, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, low-fat milk, these types of foods. But yeah, like if you're busy, you're on the go, you're running errands, and you need something quick, like yeah, have a protein bar. By all means, please do. Fifth one is a weekly meal prep delivery service. This is something I only got into up until last year, and it's been an absolute game changer. This is one of the biggest leverage plays in health that no one really talks about, because a lot of people don't talk about decision fatigue, and decision fatigue kills discipline. Now, in contrast, when your food is already made, pre-cooked, pre-weighed, pre-everything, and all you have to do is just microwave it, grab it out of the fridge and microwave it, you don't negotiate with yourself, especially at 9 p.m. about ordering junk food when your willpower and discipline is at an all-time low. So here's how I like to frame it. You're not paying for food. You're paying for time, you're paying for consistency, and you're paying for fewer bad decisions. And you're paying for your health, because obviously ordering meal prep is a whole lot healthier than ordering from McDonald's, ordering from Uber Eats, ordering from DoorDash. And so if you are already ordering from these services, you might as well order healthy food. It's going to be healthier. It's actually going to be cheaper per meal, per serving. It's going to be healthier for you, higher in protein. You're going to get your fruits, your vitamins, your minerals, your veggies. You're going to get a whole lot more bang for the buck. Right? This is another example of like, you don't have to change anything of what you're doing if you're currently already ordering food. Just change where you're ordering from, essentially. Now, one of my busiest clients works 60 hours a week, and we had a meal delivery 3 days a week. He didn't change his workouts, didn't change his calories. He just stopped stress eating now and dropped 12 pounds in 8 weeks. This is the power of convenience. I get my meals delivered every single week from Icon Meals. I've tried many meal prep delivery companies. I'm just going to say right now, Icon Meals is the best one. They have this feature on their website where you can bulk order proteins, and that has been like my go-to. I literally order as much chicken breast as I can that'll last me for the entire week, and all I have to do is I grab it out of the fridge, I microwave it, and then I add whatever carbs and fats that I want next to it. Typically, I add some potato, some veggies, and an avocado. Done in literally minutes, as opposed to me having to cook my, like, not only like chicken breast takes so long to cook. Some people mess it up. It gets too dry. You got to season it. Whereas from Icon Meals, it's like, boom, pre-cooked, pre-prepped, pre-portioned out. All the guesswork is taken out of it. And with that added free time now, I get to work more, work longer hours, be more productive. So once again, don't view this as an expense. View this as an investment, because it is. It is an investment. Gadget number 6 is gym clothes you actually feel confident in. This sounds a bit shallow, but it's not. When you look good, you feel good, period. You just move differently, you stand differently, and you train differently, right? If you're getting into the gym and you're wearing baggy gym clothes, you're just kind of like not confident in what you wear, that could affect your performance. That could affect the way that you stand out. And especially if you're putting yourself in a luxury gym, now that you got that membership, like you want to look the part now too, right? It's like, okay, now that I got this luxury gym membership, I might as well like look the part. Get a good pair of running shoes, good pair of gym shoes, get some nice socks that are comfortable, get a nice pair of gym shorts, like a nice little tank top or a stringer. And like, this kind of reminds me of high school, but like I used to like wake up every single morning excited because I got new clothes. I'm like, I'm so excited to like show these off to my friends. Like, I'm like, this is so cool. Same thing in the gym. Like if you have cool gym clothes, it's like you look forward to going to the gym more often now, right? Because it's like you're only going to be wearing those clothes at the gym, probably. And so this kind of like makes you want to go to the gym even more now, because now you got a cool set of gym clothes. Maybe you got a cool, like whatever you have, you got a cool gym membership now. You have your favorite gym playlist, your favorite songs, your favorite gym clothes. Like now you start associating the gym, which you maybe once dreaded, with like excitement, with like, wow, like I'll actually look forward to this thing that I used to once dread. I actually now look forward to, right? So this is called enclothed cognition in psychology. So what you wear influences how you behave. You've probably noticed this as well, right? Like anytime throughout your life, you probably went shopping one day and you probably got a nice set of clothes, whether it's new shoes, new jeans, new jacket, new hoodie, whatever. Like you are going to be excited wearing that, especially in public occasions. Maybe at a new party, maybe at work. Like you look forward to it because you got a new set of clothes. The exact same thing applies in the gym, right? If your gym outfit makes you want to hide in the corner, you won't push in the middle of the room, right? Like you want to put yourself out there. Whereas if you have the opposite, you have some amazing clothes, you'll just do the opposite. And that confidence creates intensity. Seventh thing here is sleep optimization tools. This is the one no one wants to hear. Poor sleep increases your hunger hormones. It lowers your testosterone and makes fat loss even harder at the exact same amount of calories. So here's the stack that I have, or that I would recommend. Blackout curtains, a cool, dark room, a consistent bedtime routine, and phone out of reach. Have you noticed that my stack doesn't include gadgets? It is literally what you can do right now without having to buy a single thing. Blackout curtains, if you want, you can get them, or you can just like tape some things on your window. I live, or like my bedroom is like windowless, so I don't have this issue. Cool room, set your temperature to at the very least 69 degrees Celsius, or not Celsius, sorry, Fahrenheit. Ooh, if Celsius, that'll be a sauna. Yeah, don't do that. Fahrenheit, cool nights, have a consistent bedtime routine. Just go to bed at the same time every single night, wake up at the same time every single morning, and phone out of reach, at least an hour before bed. Turn it off. I don't even have my room in the same bedroom. I have it in a completely different room, and I leave it there. Those small little changes, those small little things will make a huge impact to your sleep. And when your sleep is optimized, everything is optimized. Fat loss is optimized, energy is optimized, hunger hormones are optimized, stress is optimized, your life is optimized. Do not sleep on your sleep. Now, second to last thing here is a simple water and electrolyte setup. Dehydration feels like hunger. A lot of people mistake hunger for dehydration. Now, better hydration improves training performance, digestion, and appetite control. I always make a rule to myself and to all my clients. If you're hungry, drink 2 glasses of water first, and then ask yourself, are you still hungry? 9 times out of 10, they weren't. They were just thirsty. They were just dehydrated, right? So have a water bottle on you at all times. Have a glass of water before your meals. Add some electrolytes just once a day. That is it. No complexity, just compliance. Do that, and I guarantee you, your hunger will just not be as much as it would have had you had not done these things. And now the last thing here is a journal or a notes app for tracking your wins, tracking your workouts. This is the most underrated one. Progress isn't just physical, it is psychological. Now, when you start tracking your workouts, when you start tracking your meals, you start tracking your energy, your progress pictures, and your confidence, you start seeing momentum. You start seeing that momentum instead of flaws. Now, guys inside of our program who track their wins stick with their program a whole lot longer because they don't quit on a bad week when they can see 6 good ones behind it, right? Like we all have bad weeks, but if you can look back on your journal, look back on your data, look back on your calendar and say, wow, like these past 6 weeks or so, I had like some amazing weeks and I actually made some amazing progress. One bad week is not going to derail you and completely make you fall off track, right? And I will kind of say to go alongside that, it's like, as a coach, I will tell you right now, get a coach, get a mentor, hire a personal trainer, because simply having that accountability will change everything for you. Like it'll change everything for you, because You've proven to yourself that you cannot rely on yourself, unfortunately. You've let yourself go. You're 20 pounds overweight. You're 50 pounds overweight. You cannot trust yourself, unfortunately. But there's this weird thing that happens within you when you invest in yourself, when you pay money for something. Once again, a gym membership, a personal trainer, a fitness coach, because now you've put skin in the game. You've put money on the line. And a lot of people hate wasting their money. So now you're a lot more inclined to track your meals, not skip your workouts, do the thing that you know that you are supposed to do. And I'm saying this as a coach myself. I am getting coached. A coach has a coach. Michael Jordan, the GOAT of basketball, he had a coach. I think it's so funny how people think that they can just get away with like, oh, I don't need a coach. I don't need to do this. The best athletes that you look up to, that you inspire to be like, have a coach themselves. Even coaches, the top coaches have coaches. We all need a coach. We all need a mentor. We do. Stop telling yourself that you can figure it out on your own, because I'll be honest with you. If you watch my videos, you know more than enough. You've just watched a 30-minute live stream of me. I talked about everything that you would probably ever need to know when it comes to fat loss. But you're not going to do it for whatever reason. You're busy, you're lazy, you lack time, you lack structure, you lack motivation, you lack systems, you lack whatever. But having a coach is going to take all the guesswork out of it. They're literally going to spoon feed you the results. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to think twice. You just show up and do the work. And by doing that, now you have removed so much decision fatigue from your life, and you can actually focus on the more important things in your life, whether it's with work, your relationships, spending more time with your kids, with your wife, with your girlfriend, boyfriend, the things that actually matter in life, as opposed to being in spreadsheets, trying to calculate your own calories, manipulate your macronutrients, design the best workout program, all to not end up following through on it. When you pay attention. When you invest in yourself, you take action. And when you don't, you don't. So, none of these are fitness products. They are friction reducers. They make the right choice easier and the wrong choice harder. That is all that it comes down to. And that is how real transformation works. Not through motivation, but through your environment. Now, if you are a busy guy who wants to drop 30 to 50 pounds, all without giving up your favorite foods or living inside of the gym, I actually made a free video that walks you through my exact system, step by step, to help you do that. Now, if you want one-on-one help, like we discussed, you can go ahead and schedule a free consultation call with me down below, where we'll essentially go over your current goals, we'll go over your current schedule, and go over your current struggles and create a game plan together to help you absolutely crush your goals in the next 3 to 6 months. If that sounds good to you, the link will be in the description down below, and I'll see y'all there. Peace.